Hey Gabby, it's me, Briana. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. You are now 16 years old. Congratulations. It's been a full year since I did your last video advice. So you're 16 years old. This is the most crucial time in anyone's life, a girl's life even, believe me. Um, I think you should definitely more so focus on responsibility and change. I say don't be afraid of change because as you're 16 years old, a lot is going to happen. And really, you're going to find change periodically from 16 to like 18 years old. So don't be afraid of that change. And if something happens, just go with the flow. Don't be stubborn. You know, don't try and fight it. Just go around it, accept it, be like, okay, this is all I can do, and move on. Because if you don't, like me, I'm a Taurus. If you don't, you're just going to end up beating your head repeatedly against a wall for no reason, and you're wasting time. So I say whatever happens, let it go. Now, another thing is responsibility. Now is the time in your life where you need to start looking forward to having a job, having a car, or saving up money. Stuff like that kind of starts getting you on that road of being responsible, being a very pre-adult life type deal. I think also that includes your grades as well. But you know, now last year you thought of responsibility, you thought of where you want to be. Now it's the start to kind of start stepping on those stones toward that goal. You know, like I said in the last video, I said that, you know, college is for everyone. It literally is for everyone. It's just that sometimes jobs are very scarce, and sometimes not everybody, you know, is going to be an educator. Not everybody is going to work at an oil rig, you know. Some people are going to be candle makers. Some people, you know, are going to be plumbers and people who fix lights and everything else in between, you know. Your job and what you do later on in life is not going to be worthless. You do realize that everything you do right now is not just for yourself, but it's literally for the collective society. And you are part of a building nation, basically. And the building of a nation. And literally what you do is for that nation. Do you understand? It's for a country. It's for the collective. And, you know, whatever you choose to be doing, it's not a dumb idea. You know what I mean? It's not stupid. Because whatever you end up doing, it's going toward that collective no matter what. You know what I mean? So, do not be afraid of change. Just accept it and start looking at responsibility. Now, this is also a time in your life where you're also going to be thinking about relationships, and you may or may not try or, you know, attempt to get into a relationship, but I think you need to take it slow. Enjoy your relationship. Enjoy your time as a 16-year-old. Try not to get promise rings and matching t-shirts and clothes just yet. I think that you need to focus on being a 17-year-old girl and enjoying your life rather than focusing on relationships, because honestly, honestly, I'm gonna lay this to you. I'm gay. I'm still gay. I was gay, but I'm still gay. I just happen to be with a dude right now. I don't know what happened. I kind of looked across the room and I was like, can I have this guy? This one? I like you. Can this work? I'm not very great with guys, as you can tell, and he just happened to be one of the few that actually understood me. But in school, you know, my girlfriend was never really my first priority. You know, I would not make relationships your priority, and also to make sure that that partner does not control you, and also to be assertive about things and to be communicative. I think communication should definitely be open, and make sure that that person knows what you want and what you don't want, and how you want to be treated and how you don't want to be treated. You know, because then you're going to get used to other people's opinions, you see what I mean, and how those people are going to treat you, and how you can establish a foundation between a relationship, between two people in a relationship. So, you know, I think if you get into one, I think you should just enjoy it. I don't want to say don't take it seriously, but just enjoy being young. You know, you're gonna have so many changes in your life that your first probably won't be your last. So I think you should just enjoy the time of you being in lovesick puppy mode with so-and-so, and just enjoy that person. You know, try not to get too serious anyway. You know, try not to get too serious. Just enjoy him or her. It doesn't matter. I think school should definitely and always be your first priority. The reason why I say this is because, no, you don't know where you're going to be 4 or 5 years from now. And I know you're going to be doubting yourself about where you're going to go. And it's not about, you know, how good you are at something. It's about when are you going to get there, and how are you going to get there, is really those two questions you should be looking at. Because those aren't really, it's not really doubting yourself. It's like a questioning, it's questioning where your goals are, like where your mind's at. And that's where you should really be at this point, is really wondering where you're going to be at. I think it's very idiotic to ask your students, you know, where they think they're going to be 5 years from now. I think, where are you going to be at next year? Where are you going to be at, you know, in 6 months? Because when you start thinking about jobs and school, with a very, it's just, it feels so impractical when they ask me that in school, you know, who's going to college? And the people who raise their hand 6 years later are not in college. It's a very impractical, cruel, and very misleading point to bring up. And I think I would want to, if I was teaching, I would want to ask my students where they're going to be at next year. Will they have their car next year? Will they have a job next year? Will they have all A's next year, or B's or C's, or where do you think you're going to be at next year? Because this is where in your time in life you want to focus on, is next year. So you want to work on this year and start thinking about next year. Do you see what I mean? Because honestly, babe, you are thinking about, you know, if you're ever going to marry, if someone's ever going to love you, will you ever have kids? You know, will you die alone? And honestly, those are things right now in your life that you should not even be thinking about. You should enjoy being 16, on top of just being responsible. And I know that is way easier than it sounds, and I'm making it sound super easy. I'm sorry, but those are the things you need to start doing. Because honestly, it all starts with right now. It all starts with what's going to be happening in the next year or so. And right now, like I said, is a crucial time. This is where all your learning is going to take place, and a lot of the mistakes that you do make are going to reflect your future. And no, I don't mean that, you know, if you make a mistake, it's going to mess up your future. What I mean is, it's going to reflect your future, not change it. Do you see what I mean? Like, if I were to, I don't know, a mistake, if I was drinking at 16, 17 years old, underage drinking, and I made a few other horrible mistakes, does it change my future? No. Does it reflect it? Yes, immensely. Because I'm going to look back at the reflection that I had 6, 7 years ago, and I'm going to look back at it and feel pretty freaking stupid. So yes, I feel like my past and the ages that you go through is a reflection of you till now. So it's going to like harbor your reflection. You know, it doesn't necessarily change your future. Because imagine you like drinking and driving, and then you hit somebody head on, and then you go to jail. Does it change your future? No. Does it reflect you and your future? Yes, it reflects it. It reflects it. Because after years have gone by and you look back at your reflection, and you're like, holy shit, how did I get here? What did I do? Oh yeah, I was really dumb. You know what I mean? Like, that's what you should be looking at. You should be looking at, what are you doing right now that could possibly reflect your future? So, you know, your future's unwritten, so just chill. Just chill. Just have fun, and as much fun as you can as possible. You know, with being responsible. So that is my advice for this year. I hope you enjoy your 16-year-old life. I wish I was still 16, but I'm not. I'm going to be turning 23 this year. Or the next year. This year. Whatever. It's almost New Year's. But I'm going to be turning 23 next year. So wish me luck on that. I will hopefully fill you in on that when you turn 23. Okay. Alright, well, I love you, and I will see you again next year. Mwah! Bye!